All right, want to welcome our Facebook audience. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ukraine. Welcome to HMT. We started last night. We actually started 2 days ago, but last night was the time we started with teaching, introduction, and today we're going to continue the teaching. The idea is how to become a history maker. So, and the whole thing is that we need, only personalities are history makers. So to become a history maker, you need to learn to become a personality. So yesterday we looked into what a personality is. Who is a personality? What is a personality? Today we're going to continue. Okay, here we go. The topic of today is what makes for a man. Yesterday was personality. Today is who does God see as a man? That is what I call what makes for a man. Who does God call a man? Who is a man in God's sight? And what makes him a man? What makes you a man? A human being that is not like a man or female. But what makes you a man? Is it just because you have 2 legs? Unfortunately, many people think that they are human because they have 2 legs, and they can talk, and what else? They have, just some very funny stuff we used to describe ourselves. So, but today I want you to see who God calls a man and what makes for a man according to God's definition and from God's perspective. Okay, so leadership. Leadership studies. Please go ahead.
My experience. One day I entered into the auditorium where about 40 people were waiting for me, and I noticed something. Out of about 10 light bulbs, only 6 were lit. I switched on the remaining 4 bulbs, which resulted in a brighter room, a clearer view, and a general warmer atmosphere.
So I'm not that about an IT should be private at some.
My questions. Does that mean that nobody noticed that all these bulbs were not on? Or was it a question of indifference? Next.
Okay, do you know the scenario, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Okay, before I answer the question, I want to ask you the question, the same question. Okay, let's say we enter here now, and it's not bad, we can see each other, it's operational, just like where is Ben? Spotlight is going to be on. Just like yesterday, there was the window opened, which is, and everybody is feeling cold. This whole place was cold, and he's sitting down there. But he didn't touch it but he had an alibi and the reason is that maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Now I want to ask most of you, when you go to a place and things are out of order, what is normally the reason why? What do you think? Can anybody answer me? I want you to give me your response. What is happening? Why, not just about you, but why do people leave things the way they see them? Or maybe they don't notice? How you feel comfortable?
I believe one of the reasons we don't do anything about is, first of all, we think someone else, we believe or we think someone else would do something about it.
Is somebody else's obligation?
Yes.
Good. I know that person has an idea.
I would think probably maybe it's the way of the person wants it. I don't know if I'm allowed to
interfere. That is what maybe that's the way people want it to be. Maybe I'm not allowed to interfere. Beautiful.
And also it can be someone's personality. Maybe they just like to keep to themselves. In the sense of their, let's say,
I want to keep to myself.
Maybe it's not my
what do you call it, space.
My own space. It's not my own.
It's not my own. Okay, territory.
Well, in my case, because this happened with me.
Yes.
So you need to hear the story from the horse's mouth.
Horse's mouth.
Yes. So basically, in my case, what happened was I didn't realize that the window was opened. Okay. When I first came in, it was cool, and I thought, is this how it's going to be the whole time? So I got, my jacket, I wore it, and then when I sat there, that's when I noticed that the window was open. But I do know, having lived in these parts before, that sometimes they like to air the room before a meeting. So I understood that maybe When the time comes to start the meeting, then it would be time to close the window. So that's why I didn't.
That's where it normally is.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't close it. Yeah.
Because they normally do that here. They open, yeah.
Yes. I might feel I'm not assigned for it, and it's not my responsibility, so I just...
Well, I would feel that, okay, some people feel I'm okay, since as long as it's okay with me, I don't care what others, what others feel, and some would think, okay, if other people are there already, I'm just coming and I'm saying, and they are not bothered, why me? Why should I be the one to complain? Maybe the people are okay with it, so let me just be comfortable with it. So I think, yeah, yes. So that will really put me off, because I come into a hall and the lights are not on and people are sitting there. I will feel, well, since they are comfortable, well, who am I to come and say, let's put on the light? So I think that, okay, then let me just go that way. Let me follow that way. Good. Yeah, so, yes.
Actually, I wouldn't want to talk because I don't want people to see me as a complainer.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
They were like, oh, at least everybody have seen it. Why are you complaining?
Maintain the peace.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Well, the other way is that probably people are quite indifferent, because as we see, for instance, in the politeness of Canadians, we say, okay, it's not my business, I don't want to bother anyone, so just leave it like that. If I can see, I can see, right? But that's not the right thing.
So if I wouldn't feel comfortable with the atmosphere and the other lights not being on, I would at least ask the group if I could turn on the other lights. So maybe it's a lack of leadership, or that people think that they're not.
You would ask?
I would ask. So
wow.
Can I turn on the lights, because I would like more lights? Yeah.
Then you're a free man.
I will do something about it. I will do something about it.
Because you are sitting beside each other.
I've actually thought in my meeting that if you find toilet papers in the toilet, you clean it up, because the toilet belongs to God. So it's your responsibility to look after God's environment. Yeah.
Anybody wants to go from that side?
I think people are afraid to take the responsibility for themselves and stand up and actually do it and take the lead.
Well, that's true.
I would just think maybe is the standard, set. So so you don't touch it, maybe because it's not your environment. So you just leave it and wait for maybe the person in charge to do something.
Okay.
For me, actually, I would ask if people don't mind. I want to close it. I'm feeling cold.
Yeah?
Yes, because I will look after myself and others, because I will ask permission though if they don't mind, but I have to react to what has happened to me, because it might be happening to others and they can't talk.
In my case, I will assume that there's a reason why it's left like that.
You find a lot of team members there.
I think I want to check whether my observation was wrong, that the thing was wrong. Sometimes we perceive things very differently. And what you think is right for you may not be right for somebody else. So I want to examine it. Maybe I perceive wrongly, but if it's not wrongly, I want to make it known. I don't think this is right.
Okay. You are the engineer or what?
Analytical.
Yes, are you a scientist?
I think I would ask why is it the way that it is, but because
sure you ask? I'm not sure you will ask.
I think I would.
Because the reason I think I'm not sure you will ask is I'm afraid you are giving me the right answer. I don't want you to give me the right answer.
Okay.
I want you to give me what we do. Yeah.
I think I would find an excuse to say why, maybe it is the way that it is because of a certain reason. Okay. Yeah, I think I would find an excuse for it. Yeah.
And then maybe ask.
I would justify it. Okay. So okay, maybe it's this way because of one or two.
So that's the natural response.
Yeah.
I would be me. I'll be nice and suffer in silence. Being honest.
Beautifully honest.
Yeah.
Candid.
Yeah.
Candid.
Yeah.
Respect for that answer. Professor, what would you say, sir?
Well, my reaction would be, if I walk into the room and I say it that way, I say, if they're happy with it, then I'm happy with
You have lived in Europe for a long time. You have lived in Europe for a long
Pastor,
time.
let me add something.
Microphone.
Yes. I've learned this already from you. What I said
you
before.
want to give the right answer now.
Yeah, what I said before was on a general thing. Because I noticed from where I'm coming from, Germany, I noticed there that when something happens, for example, you go to a supermarket and there's a long line and no one is complaining, and the counters are like 3, 4 and no one is complaining. I normally break the rule because I learned it from you already. Yeah. So they will look at me and say, black, but I will go to the person at the counter and say, can we get someone in the next counter? And they will be looking at me. Yeah. But the man will say, okay, and he will call, and someone will come, and I'll be the one to go there first. But the line has been so long, so I noticed that, so I normally break the rule. But I noticed.
You've been taught.
Yes, because I've learned it. Even I go to the doctor, the window is open, people are shaking, but I would ask, I'm feeling cold.
No, you are not talking as someone who's been trained. You've been listening to me for too long.
Yes.
But you gave the right response the first time, the natural response.
Yes.
Like for me, I will sit quiet and observe for like probably for some time. Then later, if nobody's around, I might go and test if the thing is working or not, or like close the door.
Quietly.
Yeah.
Okay. You still want to add something else? But I thought you said something before.
Yes, I did. but I wanted to say that it also depends on how I feel in the place. If I feel welcome, I might be bolder. But if I don't feel welcome, I might sit in a corner somewhere. Okay. So yeah.
That's the human factor there. All right, now Pastor Ernest, here we go.
Yes, sir. My experience. Okay. Next slide. The next thing I noticed as I walked to my seat in front of the auditorium, something else caught my attention. Some empty chairs were not orderly in anywhere. And I saw there were several people around those chairs who, nevertheless, seemed not to have noticed the disorderliness of their arrangements.
You got what's going on? Did you get the story?
Yes.
That happens all the time, everywhere, to all of us.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
That day, I didn't preach my prepared message. I needed to address the issue at hand.
Okay.
Next.
So the same situation, one was with light, and this time was with the shares. Okay. Anyway, sorry, by the way, when I was talking about, why we put HMT so stringent and so wisdom says, do everything you need to do, put your work as priority. Read while you are eating, while you are in the toilet, so that when you have a little break, just go and take a nap. Don't go and be taking tea and be talking with anybody. Win the moment, or what the Bible says.
Win the time.
Redeem the time. Redeem your every minute. Redeem the time. So that way, if you'll be able to even sleep in, even if it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes, 1 hour in the day. And then at night, you will not suffer so much. And if you work, you already manage your time. Think ahead of time. While you during the day, think of the night, the assignment. Maybe you are doing some now. Maybe while you are listening, you are combining things together to be on top of you. We want to teach you to be managers of your time and to be master of your life, your time, and your life is coming out of your life is coming out of your time. So. Anyway, yeah, so next one.
The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something.
Okay, so about the light, the best way to not feel hopeless, do something about that light. About the shears, the best way not to keep on being frustrated, that's just the best response to life. And that is the response of personalities. You know what? I know why Barack Obama became the president in America. If I had been in America, I would have become president too, even though I'm Nigerian. Because I would have shown so much of this attitude that even though I don't have the papers, they would have been proposing for me to become president anyway. Because that is personality. Every nation is desperate for a personality. So when I go to America and I see my fellow Nigerians who are just happy to be getting good salary, to be professionals, I say, yeah, I'm surprised. Why is it that it's not coming to your mind that you can rule this country? Why is it that your disciples can do it? Or when I go to Britain, people are just say, oh, I got a new car. Oh, I got a job. Oh, I am the first black person to have that job. Oh, I am the first Nigerian to be employed that place. Oh, I said, is there you mean anybody is in this country that is even better than you? I don't even think any other way. That's how personalities approach life. There is no human being that is better than me in what I'm doing. And that's all the way all of us are, so when I got to America, just in 2 years of going to America, senators were listening to me like this. Congressmen. And all of them say the same thing. Teachers. And then the same thing in any country. So that's what personalities do. So I know why Obama became the president. You see what the way he responds to life? That should be your only response to life all the time. All the time. The best way to not
feel hopeless. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make
but you know what pastors have done with my people in Nigeria? There is a term that I just learned this year in Nigeria. Nigerians, it's a beautiful term, beautiful word. They call it, they pray for this thing. They say, God, send me a destiny helper. Have you heard that word before?
Many times.
I never heard it before.
Many times.
I just heard it this year. I learned a new word this year.
Yes. And wealth transfer.
They have made my people slaves. They've damaged the psyche of a whole nation, especially the Christians. Let me tell you a story, which is the depiction of our whole life. God created two people, one person, two people, let's say, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had 3 children. One was who? Cain. One was Abel. And one was Seth. Now, you know what those 3 people mean? Can you come, please? Who are you going to be?
Abel.
Can you come, please? Who are you going to be?
Okay.
Good. That's very kind of you. Who are you going to be? Seth. You want to be Seth. You want to be Seth. He's like he's scared. Are you want to be Seth? Okay, yes. Okay. You know the story. Cain killed Abel. God cursed Cain. Then nobody will continue the human race. Then God gave Seth. Now, so what does that mean? That talks about life. And you are in one of these categories. You are a descendant of either Abel or Cain or Seth. So who are these people? Abel stands for one. Every one of us, we are one of the two. Abel, okay, let me give them their identity now. These are named Abel, Cain, Seth. But let me give the identity. This is victim. This is the villain. Problem. Villain. The problem. This is victim. This is problem. This is solution. He created the problem. She became the victim. He became the solution. You are in one of those two.
Wow.
Huh.
Never heard it this way.
Yeah, that's the way it is. The whole life is like that. So all through your life, you are either a victim. So what preachers have done to my people by telling them to expect what do they?
Destiny helper.
Yeah, destiny helper. They have killed. You know, he killed her. Cain. Abel physically, but preachers have killed our people, not physically. They think they are still alive. But they have killed them in life, as to life. They've made them victim. When you make anybody a victim, you destroy them, you kill them. They are finished. They are done. Because when you are asking for a destiny helper, you have surrendered. You have given up. You are done. You have accepted defeat. You have accepted the fact that I am Abel. And who is Abel? Victim. Whenever you talk about politicians that are bad, and the Buhari and APC and PDP and the people that are not fixing it for you, you are saying, I'm helpless. That's what personalities don't do. Of course, there are still worse people in the country, in any country. Don't you know? Just worse people. They are the generation of Cain. And what's the generation of Cain? They are the ones who just create all the problems. Everything, all the problems start with them. Even that one is the one who created it. Yeah, even the victim, they are the ones who create them. They are the problems. The Jews, the churches, the pastors, or the politicians, they are the Cain generation. They are not generating solutions, they are generating death. They are making people to be victims. They are killing people's potential, people's destiny. Three people, 3 children of Abel, of Adam. But personalities are the generation of Seth. Personality, they bring solution. And that's what we're here for. To become history makers.
Solution.
Okay.
Okay. So the best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope.
No, wait. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something.
Yes.
Don't wait for good things to happen to you. So who waits out of those 3? Who waits for good things to happen to them? Why?
Because it's giving us
Victim mentality. Victims keep on waiting for good government. Victims keep on waiting for God's provision. Victims keep on waiting for miracles. Victims keep on waiting for something to happen out of somewhere. So what he's saying is like, get yourself out of the generation of Abel.
Yes.
And then he said, don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. What is he trying to say? Become the what generation? Seth generation. Those are the personalities.
Yes. Yeah.
Right now, I and you, we belong into one of these generations. In our mind. But what is paining me most is that, okay, I'm not even one. In Nigeria, everybody is mad at politicians. I'm not mad at politicians. But I am not happy with churches and church leaders. Okay, let's say politicians are a Cain generation, they are creating problems, but church is created by God.
Yes.
To bring people out of hopelessness.
Yes.
But they create people now who are now asking God to give them what we call it, helpers. Destiny helpers. Destiny helpers. Because they themselves, that is the only way for them to be relevant. Because they must make themselves look as if they are sent by God to be these people's destiny helpers. So the people have to keep on looking onto them. That's how millions of our people have been reduced to victims. Abel generation. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Next. My questions to people in auditorium were one.
You remember where we started from? The shares and the light bulbs.
Yes.
Yeah. So you still remember your answers? So we are going back to that now. So how do we respond when the lights are not all lit and the shares are scattered and people are behaving different ways? Okay.
How come none of you noticed those light bulbs that were off? How about those 3 chairs roaming around?
Do you agree that there will be people who never noticed that the light? You know that? You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
How about those 3 chairs roaming around the place? You mean you didn't notice them?
There are people like that. Go ahead.
3. Or why is it that nobody did anything about those things?
That's another question. Some people will notice, but still don't do anything about it. So the people who didn't notice and the people who noticed, yet nobody did anything about it. For those reasons we had given, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The answer I got now formed the basis for this, my message. Next.
Okay. Go on.
Next. The reasons given by my audience. 1. Some say they did not notice neither the lights, the bulbs that were not on, nor the chairs that were out of place.
Fair enough. We should believe them. If they didn't notice, fair enough. Fair enough. Some people are just like that. Okay. Number 2.
2. The second group noticed both the lights.
Okay, no, noticed.
Yeah, noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see it's underlined.
Yes.
You should emphasize what is underlined.
Okay.
So read it again.
The second group noticed.
You are a good student.
Both the light bulbs that were off and the chairs that were out of place. But they thought it was none of their business.
That is a different category of people. So let's now raise up our hands, those of us who are taught, you had said, it's none of my business, it's assigned to somebody else. Raise up your hand. You are taught like that. Because that was your answer. You remember you gave the answer?
Yeah.
No, keep it up. Hey, show them. Don't go to sleep on me. You follow what we are doing and show their hands. They are the heroes. None of you said it's none of my business. You said that. Fifi.
I said it's possibly a standard.
Okay. It's not your position. Okay, don't worry. No, I was just joking. Okay, everybody must recognize themselves here. So some people belong to this group. It's not my assignment. Somebody else's occupation, somebody else's job. Somebody is assigned to do that. It's none of my business. That's just basically what we mean. Okay, next point.
Others noticed things that were out of place and thought to themselves that it could be that is the way things are supposed to be.
Oh, is that no? That's not you.
Yes, I mean that's.
You gave two answers. Okay. That is you. That is you. But is that somebody else said that? Somebody else said that was them. That's the way things are supposed to be. I think that's you said that.
I gave a general answer, but naturally, if I see anything, I'm a kind of person that notices things immediately.
And what would be your response?
My response would be like, I'll be paused and I'll be like, something must be done. And I'll be particular about it. Either call attention of somebody or ask them, why is that? Until that thing is, I will not even be focused. Okay. That is me personally.
But who said that third one? Or that notice, they noticed, but they thought to themselves, not out, that it could be that that's the way things are supposed to be. He was honest enough. He said that.
Yes, I said that
You
too.
said that too. I don't know. I think it was you said that. You said that too. Okay, go ahead.
The fourth group of people noticed things that were out of order.
We lost the signal.
Okay. The fourth group of people noticed things that were out of order, but nobody wants some extra troubles.
Okay, we are on number 4, right?
Yes, yes. The fourth group of people noticed things that were out of order, but nobody wants some extra troubles.
Okay, who is that one? Okay, that was
Canadian politeness.
There was another one I said was very honest. That was you? It's not because you didn't want trouble. You were suffering in silence. Who didn't want some extra problem? Extra trouble? I think basically most of the people at the end of the day, they want trouble.
All the calamities of our world are in these 4 points.
Okay, see now. So if all the calamities of our world is connected to either of these 4, we have to read them again. So which one is number 1?
Some said they did not notice neither the lights, the bulbs that were not on, nor the chairs that were out of place.
They didn't see. Those are people who don't see. Number 2.
The second group noticed both the light bulbs that were off and the chairs that were out of place.
Okay.
But they thought it was none of their business.
You know, we have a lot of those here. Number 3.
Others noticed things that were out of place and thought to themselves that it could be that is the way things are supposed to be.
So they saw it and they spoke actually to themselves. But here it could be within yourself or just in your own clique, in your own group. But you are not really going to affect the change. No, that's what happens in Nigeria most of the time. We see everybody is bad. The government is bad, the politicians are bad, but we are just talking in our own clique, in our own television station, just talking about it, but not really going to do something about it. And number 4?
The fourth group of people noticed things that were out of order, but nobody wants some extra troubles.
And frankly speaking, if we are going to be totally sincere, most of us are that last group. If we are going to be totally sincere,
absolutely.
If you are going to, but you have ended up to be the only one who mentioned that one. But if we are all going to be really sincere, I have enough of my troubles. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but some of us who are
louder.
Some of us are burning to change those things, and that's why we're here. Because we're taking action to effect changes wherever we are. So maybe we were keeping quiet, but still looking for a way to find solution.
Okay,
and
looking for a way. That's better than hoping for a way. Not waiting for destiny helper. Because those people who are hoping, they are the destiny helper people. They are the ones just waiting that somebody will do it, but not me. Somebody else will do it. Okay, next page. No.
They are ruining our world. Indifference, complacency, apathy, disinterest, nonchalance.
Okay, these things are ruining our world. These things. Indifference. What is indifference? Who would define indifference for me? What is indifference?
It's a nonchalant attitude.
Nonchalant?
Nonchalant. Careless.
Careless.
About an issue.
Indifference.
Can't be bothered.
Because I have nonchalant there too.
Indifferent is more of being neutral. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, just being neutral.
I think
you go
so.
with the flow.
I think so. Nonchalant might be more harsher than indifference. Indifference is just like what he said. You know, I'm not against, so if you want to do, make it do, I will.
I understand it that it doesn't really make a difference to you. You just, you don't really care. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Indifference.
Indifference. I see, I observe, but do nothing.
That's indifference.
Yes.
I don't care.
Not participating in providing
Yes.
solution, not taking action towards solving.
Okay.
Like for me, I think indifference is following the pattern that is already there.
Are you sure? Okay, that's interesting.
Indifferent is sitting at the fence. You are not joining A and you are not joining B. You are just at the fence.
Okay. Okay. What does indifference in French mean?
Yes. I would say having no feeling in front of a situation and no reaction, just like a dead man.
Do we have indifferent people in our countries, in Nigeria, for example? Do we have indifferent people?
Yeah.
Many.
So many.
Many.
Many?
of us.
Huh? Many?
So many people, yeah.
What?
Pastors, number one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Indifferent?
Yeah. Because I can't imagine how we have like 15 churches on one street and no one sees the potholes on the streets.
Is that indifference?
Yeah, because it doesn't bother them. Even the road to the church.
I think it might
is
be
very bad.
selfishness.
Indifference because
they complain. Indifferent might not complain. It's just indifferent. I think we have more indifferent people in Europe. But the Nigerians will complain, no, but they will not do anything.
Because they think it's not their responsibility.
Yeah, because they think it's not their responsibility. Okay, what about complacency then? What is the difference?
complacency is sitting in one place, you are comfortable with where you are.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Don't you think that what is happening with the pastors is more complacency than indifference?
It's still part of it.
Huh? Yeah. You think so?
It's just like, it is what it is, and let's just pray.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we have more of complacency with the pastors and the churches, but all of them are ruining our world. All of them are killing our world. What about apathy? They all look different, similar, but what is apathy? Aha, now we're in problem.
Non-responsive, like irresponsive.
No, I think apathy is more to do with feelings. So if it is apathy, it means instead of you having sympathy or instead of you having empathy, which is, but it means that you are not having that feel, you are not attached, your feelings doesn't respond.
So you're emotionally detached.
Yeah, is that, no, you don't think so, sir?
You're emotionally detached from the situation.
Yeah.
Since it is to do with the feelings.
It's like somebody who has